So for this deep dive, we're starting with a situation that I think might feel deeply familiar to a lot of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Alex. He's 14.
And he's about 5'6", and, well, let's be honest, if he gets his hands on a basketball, he's airballing that layup every single time.
But here's the thing. The kid is a verifiable strategic genius.
Totally. He's writing these Python scripts that are just ruthless, and he just won a $500 tournament in Age of Empires IV. He's a master strategist.
A rock star, but only in that digital arena.
Right.
And that's where the pressure starts.
Ah, yeah, the challenge. His friend Marcus and, of all people, the JV basketball coach, Coach Carter.
They are relentless. They're trying to drag him onto the court because they saw him analyze a game and thought, wow, this kid has court vision.
Which is a huge leap. They think his brain for strategy just automatically translates to, physical performance.
And Alex is just dreading it, absolutely dreading tryouts.
It's a perfect setup, really, because the sources we've got today, they lay out the exact strategy that people like Alex and, honestly, some of the most successful people in the world use to handle this kind of pressure.
We're diving into an idea that comes from, well, a legend in investing and thinking, Charlie Munger.
Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man for decades.
The same. And Buffett famously called him the smartest human he'd ever met. Munger boiled his success down to one core idea, the circle of competence.
But for Alex and for you listening, we're going to reframe that a little. We're calling it the secret circle of awesomeness.
I like that better.
Me too. And our mission here is to really get that the true superpower isn't being okay at 20 different things.
No. It's knowing with absolute certainty what you're truly great at and then having the guts to defend that circle.
To stay inside it no matter what.
And the very first step, which is surprisingly tough for most people, is just drawing that circle.
Okay, so let's start with Munger. Why was this concept, this circle of competence, so fundamental for him?
Because Munger was, above all else, obsessed with avoiding big mistakes. He knew that everyone has an area where their unique talents and, their experience all overlap.
That's the circle.
That's the circle. Inside it, you have a massive advantage. But the minute you step outside, things get dangerous.
I love the analogy the sources use for this. It's like wandering into the nether in Minecraft.
Right. With no armor and just a wooden sword, you're completely unprepared, you're vulnerable.
So why is that so hard for us to accept? Why do we always want to jump into the nether?
Because it demands brutal self-honesty. And that goes against one of our most powerful biases, which is just, overconfidence. Munger said we always overestimate our ability to succeed in fields we haven't actually mastered. We see one win, like Alex with his coding.
And we assume that skill just transfers over to something totally unrelated, like sports.
Exactly. It's the exact trap that Coach Carter and Marcus were setting for Alex.
So Alex avoids this trap. He does something really smart. He doesn't just worry about it. He actually opens up a notebook and maps out his reality.
And this is the key. This is the application for you. You have to map your circle, honestly. Alex drew 2 columns.
Okay, so inside the circle, the awesomeness column, what was in there?
It was crystal clear. Strategy games, Age of Empires, Clash Royale, coding, and then making people laugh on stream and memes.
His core skills?
His core competencies, absolutely.
And then there's the other column, the one in big red letters, the hard pass list.
Yep. Basketball, dancing, singing in public.
He kind of summed it up as, what was it? Anything that requires me to sweat or use fine motor skills under pressure.
That's it. And in that moment, the second he wrote that down, he said the pressure just evaporated.
Because he wasn't defined by what he couldn't do anymore.
Exactly. He was energized by the handful of things he could absolutely master. When you define your circle, you give yourself permission to ignore 99% of the noise.
Okay, but here's a question. Doesn't that risk making you, intellectually lazy? If I just stick to my circle, don't I miss out on big opportunities?
It's a fair question, and Munger talked about this. He wasn't saying stay comfortable, he was saying stay rational.
Okay.
If an opportunity needs skills you just don't have, the risk-reward calculation is terrible. Your time, your energy, it's limited. You have to focus on becoming unmatched inside your circle first.
So if you want to expand the circle, you do it very carefully. You don't just leap.
Precisely. It has to be a deliberate, strategic move.
This makes so much sense. Okay, let's look at some real-life superheroes who guarded their circle. because this is how world-class success happens.
I mean, if you look at the big picture, specialization is really the only modern path to greatness. Take someone like Mr. Beast.
Oh, perfect example.
His success circle is so narrowly defined. It's high production, high concept, extreme value YouTube challenges. That's it.
That is it.
Yeah.
He doesn't try to launch a separate tech company or become a movie actor or, drop a new album.
No. He found the one thing he was brilliant at, understanding YouTube and creating spectacle, and he poured every single resource into that one thing. That focus is just ruthless.
And so effective. Okay, what about Ninja, the gamer?
This one's fascinating because his first attempt was actually a failure. He said himself he was really terrible at Halo 3.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he kept getting destroyed in tournaments. He was operating outside his effective circle, even though he was in the right industry.
So he didn't quit gaming, he just pivoted. He saw the competitive meta was shifting.
Exactly. And he found an adjacent circle, Fortnite, the week it came out. He didn't just jump in casually. He shifted his entire specialization and then went all in. 8 to 10 hours of practice a day.
And that focus is what netted him, tens of millions of dollars.
The key is that he recognized a failure within his field and then strategically moved to a place where his skills would be better used.
That's such a great distinction. The circle isn't a prison, but any move has to be intentional, not just because of pressure. You see this outside of business, too.
Oh, absolutely. Look at Serena Williams, probably the most dominant athlete of the last, 25 years?
Easily.
That dominance comes from an almost exclusive focus on tennis.
Right. If someone challenged her to a high-stakes chess match against Magnus Carlsen, she would just laugh and say, nope, that's outside my circle.
And that's not her admitting she's not smart. It's a strategic decision about where to put her energy to stay at the absolute peak.
It's the same with Taylor Swift. Her circle is songwriting, about her life, about specific feelings, and building this incredible brand around it. She owns that space.
She is not trying to suddenly drop a sick trap beat.
Or play lead guitar in a metal band. She respects her creative boundaries, and that mastery, that focus, is what built her entire empire.
So the lesson is clear. Specialization is power, which of course raises the opposite question.
What happens when people ignore this? When they let ego or pressure push them outside the circle?
The sources have some pretty painful and sometimes hilarious examples of this.
The greatest circle fails in history. This is where we see the real cost of trespassing.
Let's start with a big one. Logan Paul deciding that boxing was suddenly his thing.
Right. His brand was digital celebrity spectacle, not combat sports.
And he steps way outside his circle to fight, of all people, Floyd Mayweather.
One of the greatest offensive boxers in history.
And the sources, I mean, they're brutal. They basically said he turned into a human punching bag.
For 8 rounds.
For 8 full rounds. The point isn't just that he lost. It's that all his fame and all his money did absolutely nothing to prepare him for the specialized skill of boxing. The skills didn't transfer.
And the risk isn't just losing money, it's your reputation. The internet never, ever forgets.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Climax, the Fortnite Pro.
Oh, this one is rough. Here's a guy who's a multi-millionaire, incredible dexterity, the definition of success inside the digital world.
And he thinks, hey, I'm young, I'm agile, I can probably dunk a basketball.
The dunk fail is now legendary. He posts this video, and the ball hits the bottom of the rim, bounces straight up.
And smacks him right in the face. It's got something like 40 million views.
It just shows that even for something physical, that specialized skill on a keyboard and mouse gives you zero muscle memory for jumping.
But the most humbling story of all has to be the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan.
In the absolute middle of his peak, he decides to quit basketball and play professional baseball.
And he was serious about it. This wasn't just for fun. He was dedicated.
Super dedicated. But he hit just .202 in the minor leagues. He struck out all the time. He just couldn't get there.
The lesson there is humility, right?
Right.
Even the greatest talent on earth has to respect that a different domain requires totally different specialized training.
Precisely. And Jordan learned that lesson. He admitted he was humble, he went back to his core circle basketball, and then won 3 more championships.
He respected the boundary, and that's what saved his legacy.
And even Alex has his own little hall of shame. His sister posted a video of him trying to sing Sweet Caroline in the shower. 11 views and 11 crying laughing emojis. A small failure, but it just reinforced his boundaries for him.
So if you're Alex, and Coach Carter has you cornered by the lockers, how do you actually defend your circle without just sounding scared?
This is where Charlie Munger gives us the perfect tool. It's not an excuse. It's a factual statement.
The magic phrase.
The magic phrase. It's simply, that's outside my circle of competence. I'm going to pass.
It's so good because it's objective, it's polite, and you can't really argue with a strategic framework.
So Alex practices it. The sources say he practiced it like he was Batman.
I love that. So when Marcus corners him one last time, Alex just delivers the line, basketball is outside my secret circle of awesomeness. I am going to pass.
And this is where we see the genius compromise. Marcus scoffs, but Alex holds firm on the big thing, no tryouts, but then he offers a concession.
He says he'll carry the water bottles and track the stats.
Right, and he explains why. That's inside my circle, logistics and analysis.
That's brilliant. Defending your circle doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself. It just means you strategically manage where your energy goes.
Okay, so let's lock this in for everyone listening. The 3 actionable rules for managing your circle.
Rule number 1, get better inside the circle every single day. The sources really stress this. 10 extra minutes of focused practice inside your circle is worth more than 10 hours fumbling around outside of it.
Absolutely. You have to prioritize refining your expertise. Rule number 2, say the magic words. You have to get comfortable saying no.
Or the simpler version, that's outside my circle, hard pass. You just state it with confidence and then you move on.
And finally, rule number 3, your circle can grow, but only when you decide. It's not a prison.
Right. Alex was scared of coding at first, but he tried it, loved the strategy of it, and then he deliberately dragged it inside a circle.
The key is that expansion has to be intentional. It has to be driven by your own curiosity and your own work, not by someone else's expectations for you.
And this is the kind of discipline that takes you from just being good at something to being legendary. And we see the payoff immediately for Alex.
2 weeks after he drew that circle, he put 100% of his focus into his core strength, strategy and analysis. He starts a YouTube channel, Strategy Alex.
And he's not playing sports. He's breaking down the advanced metagame in Clash Royale and Age of Empires, analyzing it like a pro sports commentator.
And the result was incredible. Within a few months, he built this massive platform, over 1 million subscribers.
Companies started sending him free gaming PCs. Colleges were calling about scholarships for his analytical mind.
But here's the best part, the most profound proof that he was right. Coach Carter and the whole basketball team became his biggest fans.
Why?
Because the way Alex broke down gaming strategy thinking 3 moves ahead, seeing opponent patterns, it was directly applicable to their strategy on the court. His very specific expertise actually helped them win.
So his victory wasn't on the court itself. It was won by strategically saying no to being on the court. He walks away with his cape invisible, confidence maxed out, straight into a circle.
And that's the lesson for you. The real measure of your expertise isn't how many things you can do, it's how confidently you can say no to the things that would distract you from becoming truly legendary.
So we're going to leave you with this challenge. Look at everything on your plate right now. Your job, your hobbies, your commitments. What is the one thing that is clearly outside your secret circle of awesomeness? What's the one thing you need to say hard pass to right now to protect your path to mastery? Go find it and guard your circle.